from a political point of view, what is the potential, and it could change, but what's the potential now when you look at the landscape and the right-wing media apparatus?
So I think that's the most significant thing, because the truth is, what gives the Republican Party and the right wing their power is that they have this massive media infrastructure that functions like an echo chamber. So they can take a narrative, a false narrative, an idea, a set of attacks, whatever that is, and they can amplify it and not just saturate their audience, but then it spills out and affects the larger news climate and political climate. So then people are now responding to their narrative. They have narrative dominance as a result of it. So it's not just that they lose the ability to do that. And that's true. They lose the ability to project power. It's actually worse, because the other end of that is that they end up fighting with each other. We track this stuff. We track share of voice. So we track these, we have this, like, if you look at what people are consuming as a pie chart, for the last couple of years, it's pretty predictable. Every day, the right wing gets about 50 to 65% of the share of voice. The rest of that is split between left-leaning sources and national and local news. So they basically every day always have the largest slice of the pie. When they're fighting with each other, it is dramatically the opposite. They go from having the largest slice of the pie to basically having 20, 25%. And that means that national and left get bigger slices of the pie. That makes a difference, because the infighting means that their ire gets turned inward. And what does that look like politically? It looks like the Kevin McCarthy fight when he was becoming speaker. It's not just that it's chaotic, it's that it's self-interested, self-directed chaos, which is that you have these people internally that are fighting for power. So I think that's a big part of what happens, is that they lose a lot of the ability to project power, and simultaneously, they also lose the ability to, they also then have to deal with the fact that they're fighting with each other. They are fighting with each other right now. That is happening. They are all fighting with Fox. They're all mad at Fox, but they also don't quite have a narrative that they're holding on to. Are they going to still push the groomer thing? Should they make this about taxes? Is this going to be about crime again? Do they want to be mad about immigration? I mean, think about it. I mean, yeah, it's been bad with all the Title 42 stuff, but like, if you compare this to other things with caravans, like, it is a very different news climate than it should be. And part of that is because they have no echo. It's just noise, and you can't do anything with noise. And so Tucker was like a conductor for the chorus. That was sort of the role that he was increasingly playing, is that an agenda setter. But to your point about Fox, if you have a diminished Fox, you lose a center of gravity and the ability to operationalize these narratives and these attacks and turn them into political power. So they can't even decide on Trump right now. Fox is sort of tepid. They're kind of in, they're kind of not, but they're not anti-Trump because they're too scared, because they can't lose any more audience, but they can't boost him because they don't want to boost him. Look, that's a big problem. That's a bad problem for Trump. He's not going to win on the back of Newsmax. He needs Fox. And so politically, they are incredibly vulnerable. And we really should not lose sight of the fact that I'm not an optimist. I live in the fever slumps. I know how bad it is. It's bad. It's really bad. But also, 2022 was the first election in a quarter century where Rush Limbaugh wasn't the largest get out the vote operation. And all these Democrats, I always say, golly, we beat expectations. It's like, hello, of course we beat expectations. They lost things were really bad for the left when they lost Acorn.
Right.
You can't, that was our biggest get out the vote operation for a while. And we lost that. And that cycle, things are bad. That's not the only reason, but it's a big factor. It was a big factor in 2022. Not having Rush Limbaugh hurt them politically because they lost something important and they haven't replaced it yet. And it's now worse than that. Now they're fighting with each other. So that's what I think it means. The significance is, it's a big deal, and we should keep in mind that they are on their heels, and we should pound away and never let them get their footing again.